Yeah, for SAPTA, this is what I feel. I feel that this is a great initiative because to 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 do a coordinated effort towards the cause of Carnatic music or the classical arts of South India by itself is a big challenge. There has to be Kalyanitam in it. Even if you sing hundreds of Sangadi on a day, on a particular day, this Kalyanitam may not come, but you may be singing Kalyani technically. Sari ga ma, it's the same ga. Sari ga pama ga, gama pama ga, sari ga ri ri. So at least there are 2-3 versions of ga that I just sang just for the ragam Todi. So I have a quick question for you. So I am you are the technology man, I am the musician. So what do you feel is going to happen with AI and music?
Yeah, so a long time back in 1993-94, I had actually done some work on raga recognition. Okay. That is using MIDI. MIDI is data. It's not what we sing. It's not a waveform. It is data, and backed by a database of positions of ragas. So you have sa, re 1, ga 2, like that. So no, that was a kind of not very useful because it cannot look at patterns of the gamagas.
Okay.
So that at that time it was a novelty, nothing beyond that. There was some interest, but we didn't kind of take it any further. But today the thing is very different. Today the AI is pretty much capable, but given my background, maybe somebody who's 20 years younger would have a different opinion about this. Given my background, AI cannot substitute a guru. Okay. AI can complement. Suppose I sing and AI will tell me where I went wrong. Right. Guru's presence doesn't have to be there, and that's quite useful. So in those cases, AI is of some use to the student, but it can't supplant, it can't replace a guru himself or herself. So, for the next at least 10-20 years, AI can help us, definitely, right. But not by replacing the guru.
Right.
So, some musical questions. One of the questions that I don't know the answer to, people have been asking various internet, social media only.
Okay.
When you start learning music, Carnatic music, you start with Maya Mala Gola. Okay. Why is that?
Actually, it is a very difficult question. Because I have been thinking about maybe even changing the kind of learning that has to happen. So before answering Maya Malavagolam itself, the way we give focus, in fact give a lot of focus to the Varisha and Saptaswaram, and the student is almost bored to death for the first 2-3 years, unless he has that temerity to come out of it, he usually gets bored and he stops learning. So I'm not definitely ridiculing the patterns that have been given by the forefathers. No, not that. But I feel that a little song, a little lullaby would do wonders for a little kid. Not just. I mean, you can definitely learn the Varisha and you can start with Sarigama Padanisa and all that in Maya Malavagolam. Fine. But the student has to learn little songs. It can be various. Vandanamo can also be learnt by the kid. But if you start insisting that you have to get all the speeds and all the Tirthagalam and all that, I think you are driving away the initial interest shown by majority of the students. In every case, there is going to be 1 or 2 students who would excel. But if you want to give that kind of a sort of accessibility, or access to a bigger group, I think the entire curriculum needs to have a change or yeah. So Maya Malavagolam has let us say the closest swara patterns in intervals. So they have Sari, Ga, it is the easiest Gandharam to sing. Sari is the easiest Rishabham to sing. Gama is a natural Madhyamam because In history, if you look at the intervention of Pradimadhyamam, the bigger Madhyamam usually doesn't come naturally to a human voice. The Pradimadhyamam has to have a training. Sarigama needs training. But that is why in all folk cultures across the world, you won't find a Pradimadhyamam. In every folk culture, there could be exceptions, I'm sure, but in general, 95% of all folk cultures have only small ma. So the big ga is sari ga is again a very easy way to sing. It's very easy to sing. Small ma is again the most natural ma to sing. Panjamam you definitely have to sing because of the next harmonic point. Pada is similar to sari, it's similar to pada, that interval is same. Ni, it is similar, the interval is as similar as moving from re, ga, similar as pada, ni, of course, shadjam. So I feel this is one ragam which students can grasp. I'm sure the Hindustani musicians will disagree. They would go for Shankarabharanam. But somehow this has caught on. But this is what I feel. I mean, even though we are trying to sing Mayamalav Gaulam, and still we are continuing to force children into learning all the varisas and the speeds and sing it for hours together until you finally get tired of Carnatic music itself. I feel there needs to be a change. So that is primarily what I wanted to tell you.
Right. So if you look at the Carnatic music today, the combination of lyrics and the sahityam and the sangeetam, the music, many people think that there is a fundamental connection and there is an appropriateness of a raga with the lyrics, and that they should never be separated. But we have also seen cases of successful separation. If you take that movie Sindhu Bhairavi, that Mari Mari is originally, I think, in Bilahari or something.
Okay.
What Tyagaraja has composed. Right. But what Ilayaraja has composed is not so bad. It is pretty good as a kind of... So that relation between Sangeet and Sahitya. Or if you take Annamacharya, all the Annamacharya kritis were copper plates.
Right.
There was no music.
Right.
Or if you take Tirupavai and Thumani Madathu, Andals,
right.
That is in Hamir Kalyani today.
Correct.
But there is no music there at all,
right,
in the original composition.
Right.
So what do you think is the connection between, is it so hard that that you cannot separate it, or there's a flexibility there in music that you can sing in other scales or other modes? What's your opinion on it?
It's a tricky question. See, but Thumani Madathu tune.
I heard you sing that.
I have sing it. Yeah, so Thumani Madathu Sutrum. So I can't think of another tune because it is Ariyakkudi's tune, and not just because it is Ariyakkudi's tune, it is because it's a beautiful tune. So I don't want to recompose a kriti. Well, let us do, let's take another Sahityam, let's compose completely a different new song. So I think Sahityam and Geetam, the musical aspect of a kriti, has to go hand in hand. There is no doubt that the Sahityam enhances the beauty of the ragam and hence the composition. There are many compositions in the same ragam with different lyrics, like Tyagaraja, for instance, has at least 40 kritis in Todi, each being different and distinct. But to answer your question specifically, what about the newer finds of the older kritis, like Marimuthu Pillai or even our own Kunjan Nambiyar? So some of the compositions that have been written by poets of Kerala need this kind of a treatment. Musically, it has to be treated, and I think there have been some efforts. In fact, I think the All India Radio has brought in Gana Kairali precisely because of this. They wanted to showcase the music of Kerala. In the sense, the music of Kerala would be a misnomer. They want to retune or at least tune put a tunesmith on, let us say, K.C. Keshapilla, and that is why we have some of the kridis by K.C. Keshapilla, or Mahagavi Kuttamatta, Kirikadu Gopalavilla, Kujan Nambiyar, and even Swathi Tirunal, if you look at Kriti, Padam like Aliveni is composed by Cherthala Gopalan Nair, sir. So many people do not know that. So we have a lot of people composing old text, poems from old texts and padams from old texts, and they've all become popular. But to again retune it, I don't know. At this point of time, I would rather stick to the versions that have already been in circulation, unless, of course, a change demands, so that the artist demands that kind of a difference.
Right. Now coming to something that you mentioned earlier, which is it ties to the whole connection between lyrics and the music.
Okay.
Is the spiritual aspects of music. Now today, if you look around, there are so many ways of attaining spiritual liberation, and some of them are real, some of them are not real, some of them are outright frauds. But many people have felt this whole connection between. If you take most traditions, that the letter Om is there as something that goes beyond just the letter. It's like a waveform, a vibration, which is what music is also.
Right.
So if you take, I've seen people meditating only with sa pa sa.
Right.
Nothing else.
Right.
There's no need of words. There's no need of anything else. This itself, if you focus, you close your eyes and focus on it, is enough to give you relief from, So, in your experience, what is the kind of link between spirituality and music, especially Carnatic music?
To me, I think perhaps the best form of music, best form of yoga that we spoke about yesterday, perhaps is Nada Yoga. To me, it looks like music is the one that has given me the spiritual insight. I think it was not intentional. See, I just used to sing. I never thought it could lead into something more deeper. But later on, as I came across the singing style of my guru, in fact, the accent on lyric, the accent on ragam specifically, the raga alapana, all these brought a different kind of perspective to what music, initially was. It changed drastically for me. I tried to look inward, and from then on, I think it has been totally an inward journey. And I don't want to say something loudly. Everything is subtle, and I need to look inside. I began to look inside by singing. So the moment I started perfecting my music, little perfections, then you're perfecting yourself. And as you're perfecting the self, you're actually looking at spirituality. So the self as an expression, art as an expression of the self, and self as an expression of your art merges, and you become the art itself. Not that you're proclaiming that I am the big artist here. No, just to say that art becomes you. You completely own that one ragam that you're singing. You own it. You fall in love with it, and the ragam loves you back. That interaction, that interchanging chemistry is what I feel is what is appreciated by people. I'm not actually interested in what people think about my music. I sing, and I want to experience something ethereal. I want to experience my own self by tuning, by sculpting what I'm singing. So every little phrase that I sing is important to me. There's a lot of energy, lot of passion that I put into gamagam, for instance, Shahana. If you sing, re 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 ga ma pa re re. That re has to be perfect for me. But even as I sing now, it's not perfect. I'm uncomfortable that I'm not singing it well. So this attention to detail, this passion towards that is pursuit of perfection, is what is driving me personally towards spirituality. And I don't see it as if I need a Krishna Vigraham or a Devi Vigraham. I don't need that. I feel music itself is what I consider as excellence, and it's this body of excellence that I'm worshipping. And everything which is excellent is godliness. That is what I feel, and therefore my music has to aim towards perfection, and therefore spirituality.
Right. So this whole difference that you are kind of highlighting between bhakti yoga, which is worship, and this nada yoga you just mentioned, I'm reminded of an anecdote from a very well-known singer from South India who lives in North India actually.
Okay.
She had given her concert, and after the concert, she's talking to some of the audience people in the audience. So one of them said, one of the last pieces you sung was Krishna Ni Begne Baru.
Okay.
And this lady asked her, so you must have been full of Krishna when you sang that. And this lady said, no, I was full of Yamuna
Kalyani, right.
You know,
Bombay
so-
Jayashree.
I want to mention her.
Yeah.
But so in English we say something like in the flow. In the flow means, when nothing else exists.
Right.
Even when you sing a swaras and all, you want that the corrected, it should come correctly.
Right.
You lose everything else. You are only focused narrowly. And that's exactly what some of the mystic traditions of India talk about.
Right.
That yoga is chitta vritti nirodha.
Right.
Get rid of everything in your mind.
Right.
So I thought that's a very interesting point of view,
Right.
that my head is full of Yamuna Kalyani.
Yeah.
Krishna.
Correct.
So what do you think of this?
Yeah, I think that's very, very true, because this is exactly why I said that when I sing, I don't need another form of a god. I need to sing the Todi well, and Todi is my god. So I need to pursue it. I need to perfect it, and unless I worship Todi, it's not going to bless me. So that sort of we used to say that Kalyani, when you sing Kalyani, there has to be Kalyanitam in it. Even if you sing hundreds of Sangadi on a particular day, this Kalyanitam may not come, but you may be singing Kalyani technically, but Kalyanitam has to come to you. So this is a very, very tricky thing. You're the same singer, you eat the same food, but the next day you're singing something entirely different. You're not connected to the Kalyani being sung, and you lose faith in.
Right. So it is not the mechanistic kind of approach to ragams.
Right.
Ragams go beyond that.
Correct. Absolutely.
That is what the spiritual linkage you're talking about, to me appears.
Right.
We would like to now look at some aspects of technology which we are not sure how it's going to be for the future. Now, over the last 20 years, we have moved on to Western style of instruments, basically the keyboard,
Right.
and various other instruments in the Western style, especially for concert, not for the music concert, but for the film music kind of things. So many of our children learn the first lessons on the keyboard. You buy a keyboard and then, these keyboards are very cheap now. So there's a tendency to learn from them. But if you look deeper into the way these keyboards are constructed, the way the keys are tuned, there are issues, and I'm sure you know them. They are probably too technical to get into. But there are issues in the tuning that the black keys have errors, and while playing some scales, white keys also have errors. So there is no perfect tuning that's available, and they have taken, the keyboard designers have taken some arbitrary decisions, which we are not aware of.
Right.
Most people are not aware of. So when we base our future generations on, if we base our future generations on this kind of a keyboard kind of an approach, we will then have the same problem as the Hindustani music playing harmonium, which again many people find it to be not very kind of correct. In the sense, harmonium cannot produce gamagam. Similarly, these keyboards, when you say sa, pa, the pa is also not correct. Right. Sa, okay, because we go on octaves. But pa is not correct. Re, ma, ga, ma, all the white keys, none of them are perfectly correct. So, there is a tendency for at least some people to believe that this is taking our next generation, unless they take special precautions, like learning from a guru. They're taking them away from our music and taking it into some synthetic plane, which is not realistic. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, so I think I'd like to reiterate the pivotal role of the guru again here, which is very true. Let's just take an example of Todi. So when you sing Sari ga ma, Sari ga ma, it's the same ga. Sari ga pa ma ga, ga ma pa ma ga, Sari ga ga ri ri. So at least there are 2-3 versions of ga that I just sang just for the ragam Todi. Sa ga ma da ni sa ni da ma ga sa is Hindolam. The ga is very similar to the ga of Todi, but the ga sung for Hindolam is virtually very close to the same note as the small ga, the Chariya Gandharam.
Yep.
So sa ga is the ga used for Hindolam. Sari ga, sari ga, sari ga. So 3 versions of Gandharam I just sang now is for Todi. Like you said, it may not be nice to hear this sort of a gamaka prayogam in a harmonium or a keyboard which you cannot play it. Of course, the newer versions of the one that Mahesh and all are playing are different. They can go in for gamakams there, but a usual keyboard does not allow you to capture the essence of a Carnatic ragam or a raga bhavam. You can capture the scale, but not the entire raga bhavam or the phraseology of the raga. So that itself is a problem. This is a problem for both Carnatic and Hindustani. But having said that, the Western keyboards that are now currently being used, and of course when we have gone to the extent of having programmed keyboards now for film music and all that. So Western programming is aiding film music, no doubt, but if it is, I'm not sure whether it is aiding Carnatic music per se. There could be developments, probably AI could help generate new phrases or the exact phrases of Carnatic music for a ragam. For instance, let's say so you have to get so you can probably program this and then feed it into the AI and probably you can get it back. I don't know. But still, I think more than an AI guru, if one such entity comes, I think it's best to go for a one-to-one personal to human touch, because the guru also has to fashion the student according to the student's capabilities. See, I cannot sing like this is what Vasudevan sir told me. I should not aim to sing like Vasudevan sir. I have to sing like myself. So X has to sing like X himself. But I feel that if there is an AI guru, the tendency to sing like an AI guru would be more, and because there is no other way except just learn this whatever the AI teaches you. I could be wrong. I mean, there could definitely be variations, but
right. So I mean, Carnatic music, it is not to say that Carnatic music is not innovated. For example, there are instruments in Carnatic music also which are limited. Jalatarangam, for example. But then what they do is they play only compositions that are suitable for Absolutely. That. So Raghuvamsha Sudha or things like that.
Right.
Another instrument that came up was the mandolin.
Correct. Which has gamagam
which has
anyway.
gamagam,
Correct.
which does not, because the frets are there, it doesn't look like it will have gamagam, but it has actually a lot of gamagam.
Right.
And it is, a lot of people are today, or
Right.
saxophone for that matter.
Right.
So Carnatic music has been innovative in some senses, but in other senses, it is better not to be too innovative, because then you start losing the purity of the music itself. If you look to the future for the next 20 years, what do you think is going to happen to music, Carnatic music especially, but in general with music?
Okay, I think in general with music is what I would like to start with. I feel that there is going to be an entirely new musical form, one or two new musical forms that might emerge, and the glimpses of it can be seen through some of the modern day singers who have taken Western integrated Western music, Carnatic music, Kathakali music, and the way they sing, you feel that there is a difference. And I'm sure it's not going to be too far a time when like I said, a completely new musical form per se will definitely emerge. I think one or two kinds of, for instance, just as Panjavadyam came as an innovation from Melam, I'm sure there's going to be it's not just fusion music, but a completely new style which will have roots from maybe folk, maybe from Western, maybe from Kathakali or so this is what I feel is going to happen to music. So I feel that there is going to be a lot of new things which is going to come in the arena of music. Now, with respect to Carnatic music, it's too let's say. See, there are different styles of music are emerging, but at the same time, I feel, for instance, in Tamil Nadu, I feel there is a kind of homogenization also happening. There is an overarching tendency to be to do a lot of complex things, leaving the soul out of the singing. So I feel that the singing from the soul has to be brought to focus, and for that there is a lot of other things also which need to be looked into. For instance, the way you the way you live, the way the way money comes in, the way market decides. So there are umpteen things, but I feel that you have to at least 1 out of 100 singers should look into yourself, search for the soul, and emotionally connect with the larger. If you're not connecting emotionally, you're going to lose a lot of audience. If you're going to be too technical in things, I think you're going to lose a lot of audience. Having said that, I find Carnatic music has enough enough talent and enough money to have a growth. I'm saying this particularly because we have the NRI group who are very interested in teaching their students. So as part of this pedagogical pursuit, you find that the ordinary guru sitting in Kerala or Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, they're also having their remunerations are met better than perhaps what they get in India. So this way, I think there is the NRI feels that I am part of Indian culture, and that is how I'm connecting back to India, and the person here is also benefited. So there is a linkage. He comes here for the inaugural concert, the Arangetam, or the guru is taken to the US or UK for the Arangetam. And so you see, there's a lot of money also involved, and therefore there is the growth of Carnatic music through the Insta reels or the FB reels is also happening because money is also put into these productions. But what I'm concerned about is the other aspect, native music, the folk music, which unfortunately do not have adequate funding. So this, I'm just giving you let's say, I'm just raising a red flag. I'm very, very concerned about that aspect in Kerala.
Right. So finally, we have initiatives like SAPTA, which is trying to promote music. And as you say, there is a lot of supporters or backers for the pure Carnatic classical music,
Right.
but not so much for the folk kind of music. So, what would be your message for initiatives like SAPTA which are coming up, and also for individual students who are setting out on a journey into Carnatic music? You already said that you have to look internally, but that takes some time to kind
Right.
of, and the initial path is very hard, you said.
Right.
So, what message do you have for both SAPTA and for the average youngster who's starting out?
Yeah, for SAPTA, this is what I feel. I feel that this is a great initiative because to do a coordinated effort towards the cause of Carnatic music or the classical arts of South India by itself is a big challenge, because like I said before, even though money is there, you have to get it to to fund such projects. So SAPTA is that way a very, very bold initiative. I mean, you can do a big show, with a lot of Western thing and all that, and a lot of money will flow into it. But for this, you need that kind of an interest and that kind of a commitment. So therefore, I feel this is a very, very bold step, and I really wish that this sustains. For instance, there is going to be a lot of support for such initiatives from people like me, because students can, our own disciples can sing, our friends, students can sing, our compatriot musicians can sing or perform. So this is definitely a good opportunity, and then since this is being showcased through the social media, I think a lot of people will definitely be attracted to it. There'll be an audience who would watch it from anywhere in the world, and probably more interested people would like to associate with SAPTA, and I'm sure they would be open to such kinds of agreements. For the average music student, I feel, I think I am coming back again and again to a personality called the Guru, who is very, very important. And any good musician, any good music student should find a proper Guru, be associated with him in whatever way possible. Not just learn music, but learn about how to carry music, how to live the life of a musician. All these are important. You can do umpteen number of musical tricks, but still fail as a person, as a musician. So I have seen my own friends who have lost that steam at some point of time in their lives, not because they are not talented, but because they have not been able to take music along with them throughout their life. So family is important, your friend circle is important, your existence, your survival is important. So you have to manage all this with music being the core driving engine, which is a completely new challenge for the modern world. But one has to do this, and everyone has his own or her own ways to do it.
Now, SAPTA is located in Kerala. The Carnatic music is a kind of common legacy for the whole of South India. But Kerala has its own composers, many of whom are relatively not heard of, except Swati Tirunal, of course, maybe Reminambi. So, do you have any specific suggestions on how SAPTA should be dealing with these lesser known composers?
I think there are now a lot of composers whose songs and compositions have to be sung, and if SAPTA is able to bring a platform, I mean the platform is already there. If they can curate young singers who can sing compositions unheard of, I think it will be wonderful. So a lot of new compositions, I mean the old new compositions can come, the new compositions can come. I think that support needs to be given. So like new singers, new composers also can come.
Right.
So that's also very important. So all the very best to SAPTA, and I'm very happy to be sitting and discussing with Satish sir, who has also been quite innovative in his own field. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And also best wishes to SAPTA.